Hello and welcome to Statistics. I'm your instructor, Scott Darty, and in this video I'm going to give you a brief orientation into my math lab. So you have these buttons in my math lab, and I'm just going to go over each of these briefly. The first one is the Course Home button. When you click on it, it pulls up the My Math Lab calendar. Now I'm making this video for my fall 2021 class, so you may have a different calendar. Right now it's on August 2021, but you can click through the different months using these arrows. Now in this calendar you'll see these little icons. Like this icon here means there's been an announcement posted on this particular day. You can click on the icon to read the announcement, which is posted here below. It also sometimes has a green icon on particular days. Those are due dates for the tests, and you can click on those to get more information about those particular tests. The next button is the Announcements button. You can also see the announcements in this particular spot as well. I'll be posting announcements throughout the course, so you need to check this on a regular basis. When I send out an announcement, I also send it to your email address that you've posted in my math lab, so you can also check your email address. Of course, this is the orientation video that you're watching now, and then there's also this orientation document. And basically mostly it has information about the buttons in my math lab, so I'll let you read through those. It also has some information about contacting me, so this is my cell phone number in case you want to text me, and also my email address. There is a calculator required for this class. You either need a TI-84 calculator, which is preferable, or a TI-83 calculator, which is pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit older version. If you don't have one, the 84 is probably a little bit better to get, but if you have an 83, you can use an 83 as well. It also has some information about the Tech Center and any tech help you can get, so you can read through that. And some of the exercise aids and the homework, which I'll talk about more in a moment. But let's talk about the exams. So all the tests in this class will be taken online in my math lab at your home without a proctor. And I'll show you how to access the exams, but when you access an exam, you're going to have to enter in a password, so it's going to look something like this. And the passwords for the tests are given here. So for instance, test 1, the password is test 1, for test 2, it's test 2, and so on. And then for the final exam, it's final exam. So if you forget the passwords, they're in this orientation document. Okay, so I'll let you read through the rest of this. And if you have any questions about anything in the orientation document, just let me know. Okay, so the next button here is the Syllabus button. There you can just read the syllabus. And again, I'll let you read through that. If you have any questions about the syllabus, just let me know. And then this is the calendar that I've made, which is different than the My Math Lab calendar. The My Math Lab calendar is kind of an automatically generated calendar. I've made a calendar for not only the due dates for the test, which match the My Math Lab due dates for the test, but it also, and those are hard due dates, by the way, so you must take the tests by those particular days. If you need an extension for the tests, just let me know, and I will extend the test for you under reasonable circumstances. This calendar, though, also has not only the test due dates, but it also has dates that are suggested for working on the homework assignments. So, for example, one of the homework assignments is section 3.1, and I'll have that posted on the calendar on a particular day. That is not a hard due date. That's a soft due date. That's just kind of a suggested date that you should finish the homework for section 3.1. But technically the homework is not due until the end of the semester in my math lab. So you can continue to work on it after that particular date. So I consider those to be like I would call soft due dates. Now you should get all the homework done before you take the tests. So that should be your main objective, so you can prepare for the tests. But again, if you don't get all the homework done before the test, you can still work on the homework afterwards. Okay, so let's pull up the homework so you can see what it looks like. So you can see these are all the homework assignments for the semester, broken down by the chapter and section. And let me just pull up one of these. And so you can see in this particular section 5.1, there are 10 questions. I'm just going to pull up one of them. Question 6 looks like this. And notice at the bottom here, you have a Help Me Solve This button. For this particular problem, Help Me Solve This will go through and help you solve this particular problem. Do an example, we'll pull up a different example that's very similar to this particular problem, and it'll actually walk through how to solve that new problem that they've created. And then you also have this Get More Help button. You can go to the textbook and read about this particular problem, or the topic that's related to this problem. StatCrunch we won't be using, so you can ignore that. You can also pull up Tech Help, and you can look at any technology that the TI-84 or 83 graphing calculator might have that pertains to this problem. You don't need to worry about Excel, Minitab, or any of these other technologies. The only one we're going to be using is the graphing calculator. And then also you can click on the Ask My Instructor button. And what that'll do is it'll send me this particular problem that you're working on to my email. And then you can make comments in that as well and just tell me, what kind of problem you're having with this particular question. So you can just comment on what you're having problems with. The more specific you have, more specific your question is, the better I can answer it. But you can just say, I just don't know how to do this particular problem, and I can give you a general answer. And then, of course, you can also print out this problem in case you want to do that. Okay, then the button below that is Quizzes and Tests. So the first assignment that you have for this class is to take the orientation quiz. Now, you have an unlimited number of attempts. That's what this infinity sign means for the orientation quiz. It is due on a particular day. Now, for this class that I'm making it, it's September 13th, 2021, but for your class, it may be a different date. So make sure you take the orientation quiz before that date or by that date. If you don't take the orientation quiz by that particular date, whatever's posted in my math lab, then I'll have to drop you from the class. So it's imperative that you take the orientation quiz before its due date. And this is where you can access the exams. For each exam, there's a practice exam. Notice in the practice exam, you have an unlimited number of attempts. Practice exams are not graded, so you can just go through them and work them until you feel prepared for the test. And then the exam, of course, is here, and this is where you can see it's timed. This is 120 minutes, so it's a 2-hour time limit, and you only get one attempt on this particular test. And then the due date for the test will be over here. Of course, when you click on it, it'll pull up this little menu where you have to put in the password. Then also you have the final exam. There's a practice final exam, and then there's the actual final exam here. And there's a time limit for this one as well. It's 180 minutes, and you get one attempt. And then the due date will be posted over here. Okay, the next button is a place where I've put some YouTube videos broken down by section that I've found. So you might want to look at some of these videos. These are suggested YouTube videos broken down by particular sections in the book. So if you want to look at those, you can. Next button is a link to my YouTube channel where I have worked out some of the homework problems on videos. Now, I haven't worked out every homework problem that you'll be given throughout the course, but I have worked out a few of them. So you might want to click on that and just see if you have a question about a particular homework problem, you might want to check here and see if I've made a video on a particular homework problem from my math lab. The next button is basically the textbook. This is an exact copy of the actual textbook. So you don't need to purchase the physical textbook. you can just use this electronic copy, and it's broken down by chapter. Okay, the next button is a formula sheet and tables that we'll use throughout the course. And you can see it's broken down by chapter, so these are all the formulas in each of the individual chapters. And if you keep scrolling down, you can see that there's some tables that we'll be using throughout the course. So for instance, this is table A6. A2 you'll use a lot, so make sure you look at this table. And then table A3 we'll use some, and then table A4. So I think those are the only tables we'll use, A2, A3, A4, A6, and then we may also use A1 a little bit. So you might want to look at that one. And then A5. Okay, so those are where the tables are located if you want quick access to the tables. I've got the testing center hours. You won't need that for this semester because all the tests are being taken at your home. So you can ignore this. If you want any tutoring help, there's several options here. There's something called the Star Center on the Montgomery campus. It's located in the library in the back. These are the hours that they're open, and then these are the statistics tutoring hours. There's an online portion as well. In-person is in the library, like I said, and then there's also an online option. To access the online option, you have to go to our course in D2L, and there'll be a link. It's called Brain Fuse, and you click on the Brain Fuse link, and there's also a video there that will explain how to set up an appointment using Brain Fuse. And then I also have links to all that information down here. So these are links to tutoring services, and then a video on the online tutoring that I mentioned, and then there's some information about in-person appointments, and then the online hours as well. So if you want to get more information on this, you can talk to me about it or look at some of these links. Again, you have in-person tutoring available in the library on the Montgomery campus. You should look into making an appointment if you're going to do that. If not, you can come in, but it's a first come, first serve basis. So you can try to do that, but it's better to have an appointment first. Or you can do it online. And again, if you do it online, you do have to, I think, set up an appointment. And again, all that information is located on these links. Or you can look at the video that I have in D2L about making an online appointment. Okay, the next button is the Gradebook button. If you click on this Show Calculation button, it will break down your grade by homework, test, and then it says quiz, but this is not the quiz. There's 3 categories in the homework in my math lab. There's homework, quiz, and test. The homework is under the homework. The tests, tests 1, 2, 3, and 4, are located under the test category. And notice it's worth 60 points, and the homework is worth 20. And then this quiz category is actually where I put the final exam. Now, the orientation quiz is not under this category. The orientation quiz is not graded, but you do have to take it if you want to stay in the class. Remember, you have to take it by the official day. So make sure you take the orientation quiz before the official day, but the orientation quiz is not graded. This, I just put the final exam under because that was the only other category I had. So this is where the final exam is, and it's worth 20 points. And this is the points that you've earned over here. So let's say you get 50% of the homework right. So it'll say 50% here. 50% of 20 points would be 10. So you would have earned 10 points out of 20. Okay, that's how this is going to work. You know, if you got a 50% average on the tests, 50% of 60 would be 30, and it'll show that you've earned 30 points over here. And then it'll add up all the points over here and show your overall grade down here. The next button is the Multimedia Library button. Here you can search for various things in my math lab by chapter and section. I think the most important ones are going to be these section video lectures. So before you work on the homework, you should watch the section video lecture for the particular assignment. So let's say you're going to work on section 3.1. So you can pull up by chapter and then section. Any of the section video lectures, you just say find now. And then this is a 13-minute video on that particular section. So what you'd want to do is watch the section video lecture before you work on the homework. You should also look for technology videos for the section in case something on the graphing calculator that you could learn about. So if you click on that, it'll pull up videos over here. Now you can ignore any Excel or stat disk information. We're not using that, but here you can use your TI-83 or 84 to solve some of the problems in this section. And there's like a 2.5-minute video that explains how you can do that. So what I would do is, again, search for any section video lectures and technology videos for the particular section that you're going to work on. Watch those first, and then you can start working on the homework from 3.1. Okay, the rest of this I'll let you look at. If you're interested in some of this, you can play with it, but I think these are the two most important things you'll be pulling up under this Multimedia Library button. Okay, there's also this Tools for Success button. Now, there's a couple of things under here you may want to look at, but most of it you can ignore. I would say that there's a review card here that you can pull up. This might be helpful. It just kind of, for each particular topic, it kind of gives you a quick overview of the different formulas and ideas from those topics. So you can use this as a reference. And then you also have a graphing calculator review card. Now, what's really nice about this is it explains by topic, for instance, histograms. It explains how you can create a histogram on your calculator, and it shows you how to do it step by step, and it tells you what buttons to press. So this is a good reference for the calculator. You can ignore StatCrunch. We're not using that. We're not using any of the data sets or StatDisk, so you can ignore that. And then you have technology manuals. Again, we're not using Excel, Minitab, or StatDisk, or SPSS, but you might want to look at the graphing calculator one. So I'll pull up this, and over here it shows you the different chapters you can look at for the graphing calculator. So if there's something in chapter 3 you want to learn about the graphing calculator, you can pull this up. And it's broken down by section. It actually shows you for particular examples in the textbook how you can solve those problems using the calculator. So you can look at that if you want. And then there's this study card for any of the technology that we'll be using. Again, the only one you need to worry about is the TI-84 calculator. And they don't have one listed here, so they don't have one. I guess use your reference card up here for the calculator. This one. Okay, so those are the buttons in my math lab. That's just kind of a brief overview of them. If you have any questions about any of the buttons or anything in the orientation document or the syllabus or the calendar, just let me know. Again, your first assignment is to take the orientation quiz before the official day. And then after you do that, you're going to start with Chapter 1. And you want to look at the section videos and the technology videos from Chapter 1 before you start working on the homework from Chapter 1. And that's how this is going to work throughout the course. Once you get to Chapter 2, go to the Multimedia Library button and look at the videos, and then you can start working on the homework from Chapter 2. And then you can supplement any of the videos by looking at some of these YouTube videos if you would like as well. And then if you run into any problems in the homework, you can use the tutorial there, like Ask My Instructor or View an Example, so you can help yourself work through the homework there. And again, if you have any questions about anything, just send me an email. And if you have questions on the homework, you can send me an email using Ask My Instructor. Okay, and you can also text me if you want to do that as well. Okay, so that's just kind of a brief overview of my math lab. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you have a great semester. Thank you. Bye-bye.